So getting on to football, it's our next phase today, starting spring practice. Like every coach, I'm sure, we're all very eager to get back on the field and have a chance to work with our players again. So looking forward to an opportunity to do that. And, the calendar flipped over when we got back after break back in the holiday season. And, it's a new season and, a lot of new challenges, a lot of new opportunities. So, we're eager to get going. Like every year, you graduate good players and good people. And now the interesting part is just see how things move forward and how guys move forward individually and collectively. So, that what we've done thus far is important, certainly, but this is another phase, and we're really eager to get going. It's twofold, I think. First thing you always think about we were very senior heavy at the linebacker position. So, but I think those guys are probably representative of the challenge that we have. You have three guys that not only played very well, they all played at an extremely high level, but the things they did in terms of giving us leadership, providing leadership on the field, off the field, outstanding. So, to me, that's where I always start is, how are we going to replace those guys that have played such a big role, be it three guys that were pretty prominent, a guy like C.J. Fedora's pretty prominent, or a guy like Brett Van Sloten, who's a little bit more under the radar, being an offensive lineman, but was such a strong force attitudinally and with our locker room and all those types of things. Or a guy like Gavin Smith that never started a ball game but really played a very valuable role. So, it's going to be fun to see who emerges, and I think we have a lot of guys that are trying to, grab the wheel a little bit and take that role. And, it'll be we'll know a lot more here after 15 workouts, but that's something we're looking forward to seeing. And the first thing I think about with Jake last year is that going into the year, both he or CJ, we didn't know. You don't know necessarily about their physical toughness, how they're going to handle getting banged around a little bit, because our quarterbacks don't get hit in practice. And then, obviously the highs and lows of his season, how do they deal with those things? So we know a lot more about him now. So obviously our expectation level for him is going to be a little different than it would be for a guy that hasn't played. But for the guys that have played, and Jake did an awful lot of good things last year, obviously we just want them to be better players this year. And we expect the same thing out of Scherff. We expect him to be a better lineman than he was a year ago. And if they're not, then, we're probably not doing our jobs right and they're not doing theirs right.
Kirk, you could have 9 or 10 running backs on scholarship. Do you envision any of those guys moving, or is it too early?
It really hasn't been a discussion at this point. Mark Weissman's got flexibility, obviously, being a fullback and running back. So, hopefully it's a good problem. Hopefully it ends up being a crowded position. We'll see. I think it has the potential for that. But I think the other part of it is they all have they have some different packages that they offer. So, we'll just kind of fool around with that this spring, see what it looks like too.